Good morning, everyone. This is Kaya Masiak, and you're here listening to WMSC Upper Montclair. Ryan is here in studio with me. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good. Good morning, Kaya.
Fantastic. Let me just let you guys know that we're going to have a combination of some hard news stories, but also some lighthearted oddities to start off your day and to brighten up your morning. Because, ladies and gentlemen, outsiders, we are currently in finals week.
Oh boy, yep.
Oh boy, finals already.
Yes, finals week, let me tell you guys. And I am currently, my stress levels are super heightened and my adrenaline is buzzing. I've had a cup of coffee and, winter is coming. But besides all of that,
Winter is coming.
I
That
am
is
Winter is almost here.
winter is coming. Game of Thrones reference. I had to throw it out there.
you did.
I am super excited because I am here with two awesome guys. We also have Tommy Bavaro, sports contributor. Ryan Trick, our morning buzz producer, is here co-hosting fill-in for Crystal Santos. We're gonna miss you, girl, but we can't wait to have you on next week as well.
She's got finals,
Yeah,
School comes first here at the radio station. We always make sure that
absolutely.
people know that.
Grades are a priority,
It's true.
and if you get A's, then fill in the blank. Come on. If you get A's, then you're a
An awesome person. I normally
oh.
say C's get degrees, but you probably shouldn't listen to me.
Yep,
No.
C's do
Stride
get degrees, as
high.
my sister always says.
But
C's
also
do get degrees.
It's
C's
true.
too. That is true. But A's
Yeah,
get
from my sister does say
no
that, so I agree with
delays.
her.
Oh,
A's get
get
no.
no delays.
Never heard of
You're
that.
first in
A,
line
no
for
delays.
everything.
B's get you, I don't know.
Oh,
Who knows?
that this is the already turned south 5
Yeah,
seconds ago.
we're 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 crawling today.
Hey,
We're gonna crawl through it. We're gonna crawl through the stories.
baby
It's gonna
steps.
be it's baby steps. It's gonna be a good show today. We got some fun stories lined up. We're gonna be talking about Trump vetoing stuff, more political things. Governor Murphy talking about travel, and then what does Mariah Carey want for
Up to?
Christmas?
Yeah.
What is she up
At
to
age 50? What is
at
she doing?
age 50? Probably has a magazine cover or something to be on somewhere.
Can't get enough of the spotlight, huh?
Exactly. We'll be talking more about that later. But first, here on the Morning Buzz, we're going to kick it to Tommy Bavaro for our sportscast for the day. Tommy, tell us what's going on in the world of sports.
Uh, all right, well, we actually have some breaking news as this just came in. The Los Angeles Lakers have finalized a 5-year, 100 million contract for Anthony Davis to stay with the Lakers, as it was just reported just a few minutes ago. And as we get further into the NBA or to sports, I'll come back to the NBA in a second. We kick off with today's sportscast with highlights from yesterday's AFC North rivalry game. After three postponing dates due to the out of control circumstance with COVID-19, the Pittsburgh Steelers continue their undefeated quest as they are as they beat the Baltimore Ravens with a final score of 19-14. The Ravens are currently 6-5, while the Steelers are 11-0. So hold on one second, guys. A little technical difficulty. There we go. All right, I'm going back into the NBA. So the Lakers have agreed to sign four-time NBA champion and MVP LeBron James to a 2-year, $85 million maximum extension, as the team announced last night. And in breaking news from last night, the Houston Rockets have traded Russell Westbrook to the Washington Wizards in exchange for John Wall and a future first-round pick, as the league announced yesterday. Both guards reportedly requested trades earlier this offseason prior to the move. Going on into the MLB, the New York Yankees have announced that Gary Sanchez will be staying put with the team for now, as they are tendering a contract for him ahead of arbitration eligible players, as the team announced. The Milwaukee Brewers have traded right-hander reliever Corey Knebel to the Los Angeles Dodgers for a player to be named later or for cash considerations. And wrap up with the MLB, the Chicago Cubs are moving on from two of their 2016 World Series heroes, as the team reported that they have non-tendered outfielders Kyle Schwarber and Albert Almora Jr. Quickly in the MLS Cup Conference semifinals will be taking place tonight at 8:30 p.m. between Sporting Kansas City and the Minnesota United FC. The winner will face the Seattle Sounders in the Western Conference Finals. And to close up today's Sportscast, NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman says the process to start the 2020-2021 NHL season is a work in progress, as the league is taking time to decide when they will be starting, despite some rumors going on about a possible NHL lockout. And that concludes your Sportscast for today. Back to you, Con, Ryan.
Thank you very much, Tommy, for the Sportscast. We got some weather here. It's
Ooh.
getting
What do we
nice
have for weather
and-
today?
It's getting nice and chilly out. Winter time is coming, as Kaya said, and it's gonna be it's gonna be pretty chilly here in Montclair today. I woke up this morning, my car was completely frozen over.
Really?
Yeah, it took me like
Wow.
5 minutes to defrost my car. It's about 34 degrees here in Upper Montclair. Today we're gonna have a beautiful
Whoosh.
high of 50 degrees and a low of 37 with a 1% chance of rain.
Wow, that's the first time I've heard that. That means there's
1% of chance of rain.
Yeah.
yes, you do not need to bring your umbrella today, and that is certified here at WMSC by our awesome co-host.
I
1% chance of rain, and
I didn't say that one.
Hey,
Because then it's gonna rain somewhere, and I'm gonna get angry tweeted at Ryan the Trick
but
on
that's
Twitter.
your ultimate goal.
It's true.
That's your ultimate goal. That's exactly what you'd like. But actually, when we were kind of parking in the parking lot,
Yeah. as you do.
I noticed the view, and it was really beautiful. There was a bunch of golden streaks, in the
Yeah.
trees. It's just a beautiful autumn morning.
I think it's winter, isn't it?
No,
Is it not
winter
winter yet?
starts
No,
December
it's still fall.
20th something, like
December
21st,
21st?
22nd.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's always the
fall.
21st.
Oh, nice.
We had some flurries the other day. I'd call it winter with some 34-degree weather. It's a beautiful day out, though. Make sure you're, for all you college students out there listening, even though we got finals going around, don't worry, they'll be over soon. Make sure you get out a little bit, go for walks. It's a nice, beautiful day out today. Clear skies and chilly weather. Get some fresh air. Wake up.
Mm.
It'll be a good one.
It was weird for me because I went outside for the first time in a day, and I'm just like, wow, oxygen, fresh air. This is not my comfort zone no longer.
Fair enough. Well, also for finals week, if you want to de-stress a little bit, we got some events coming up here at
Oh,
MSU.
you got the events? I have events
I
on my
always
email
got
thing. I thought you were doing weather. Okay.
I always got
Oh,
the events. I
fantastic.
got it.
He's proactive.
Always.
All right.
So, the Student Rec Center. So they've made changes to the hours for the remainder of fall 2020 into spring 2021 for the Student Rec Center here at Montclair State. Fitness floors are going to remain closed until further notice, and beginning Saturday, December 5th, through Sunday, February 7th, the Student Rec Center will be closed on Saturdays and Sundays. You can view their hours on their operations page if you're planning on coming in. Also, holiday cards for nursing homes. Yes, you can bring holiday cheer to nursing home residents and make cards with other people and with the people hosting the event on December that was yesterday. Sorry. But shout out to that. I believe they are finishing up cards. You can keep delivering them until December 7th to the people hosting the event. You can find that in your email. And as we're saying, de-stressing during finals, Kaya, what's the most hipster thing you can do to de-stress?
See, why are you asking me about the hipster stuff, huh? Are we alluding back to my cow milk hands lotion?
Yeah,
Moisturizing? Yoga.
exactly. They got virtual yoga glow. That's right. You can
Ooh.
take
Virtual
yoga.
yoga?
You
Yeah.
can take yoga to the next
Oh,
level
wow.
virtually. Join them for virtual yoga glow on Thursday, December 10th from 7 to 8 p.m. on Zoom. Basically, take a break from studying, spend some time relaxing and practicing yoga from the comfort of your own home and sweatpants with no one around to judge you.
Nobody does yoga with sweatpants on.
I do yoga
Ryan.
with sweatpants on.
Yeah, some people do.
Is that what you
Well, it's
call
be-
yoga?
Well, it's because I
is what
can't
you-
fit in what you do. You want to see me in yoga pants?
I really wouldn't want to see you in yoga pants.
Neither
no.
would I, Kaya. That's what I thought. And then, of course, you can win big with the outdoor adventure, whether you're on a hike, walking around in the neighborhood, or just enjoying the view. Feel free to take some pictures, and you can send your photos on social media.
On social media?
Yeah, on social media for a chance to win an Adidas duffel bag, reusable water bottle,
Ooh.
and more. The challenge ends on Monday, December 14th. You can get more info about the challenge on your email.
I'm in.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I want Adidas duffel bag
exactly. And
for my sweatpant yoga.
yeah, for sweatpant yoga. It's going to be a
Sure.
thing. It's going to take off.
It's not a thing. Gosh,
It's going to take off.
no, because
Sweatpant yoga?
no,
I do everything in sweatpants.
yoga's not good material. I mean, yoga's not good. The sweatpants are not good material for yoga because it's like
You don't have baggy sweatpants
goes against
then.
the yoga mat. Well,
Does
that's the
it?
whole point. You kind of want to utilize your legs. You know, you don't want your legs
I
to
don't
be
even have a
covered up
yoga mat.
and
I have
so you do yoga on carpet.
See, and that's the good thing about virtual yoga Glow Kai for students. They can do it from the comfort from their own homes.
Carpets.
What day did I say? The 10th? Something like
Sure.
that.
Yeah, December 10th.
December 10th.
I would advise if you do have a yoga mat, please utilize it. But if you do have a carpet will do just wonders. Even a
Yeah,
floor, it
or a
depends like if
floor.
you're doing some like on the floor poses or if it's stand-up yoga. Stand-up yoga is actually really awesome because you can do it on the go whenever, right? So if you're at work and
Is
you
that
need
just like stretching?
yeah, low key, but it's like better stretching. You know, it's more
Better
it's
stretching.
mindful stretching.
Mindful.
That's the whole premise
Mindful
of yoga.
Stretching.
It is. It's mindful stretching. That's what yoga is.
Fair enough.
Never heard of that.
Yeah,
but
a little
that
bit
is-
of workout. You guys ever hear of yoga workouts too? You know, work out your glutes and
Oh,
your
yeah,
thighs
absolutely.
with some yoga
Glutes.
workout sessions. Come on.
Long-time listeners of the station know the only workout I like to do are donut curls.
Donut curls and ankle weights on walks.
The idea is you get 1 dozen boxes of donuts, one in each arm, and you do
Mhm.
curls with them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like reverse weight
How much
training.
they weigh? How much do they weigh?
Couldn't tell you. Haven't
Right.
the
Those
slightest
are some
clue.
hefty donuts you're carrying.
Those are
there.
some hefty donuts.
All right.
Anyways,
The
we're going to
biggest
get
donuts
into
in the
our
world.
stories.
I
for
know
the
it's
day.
about time.
It's about time we get into
Yeah.
our stories for the day. So,
All right, guys.
well,
Have fun with your stories, and I'll be back next week.
thanks, Tommy.
All right. Thank you, Tommy, so much. Have an awesome week. Good
Yep,
luck
you
on
too.
finals.
Thanks. You too. Good luck, guys.
So, for our first story of the day, Congress is swatting back Trump's veto threat of a defense bill. That's right, President Donald Trump, this is according to AP News. President Donald Trump is closing out his relationship with Congress with one more power jab, threatening to veto a hugely popular defense bill unless lawmakers pose higher restrictions on big tech companies he claims were biased against him during the election. Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Here we go again. Trump is demanding that Congress repeal so-called Section 230, 1996 Communications Decency Act to be repealed, a part of the communications code that shields Twitter, Facebook, and others from content liability. His complaint is a battle cry of conservatives and some Democrats who say that social media treats them unfairly. This is something we've seen. Social media, we've seen it in the news, social media having a big impact on election coverage. And there's been a lot of controversy in recent years of should social media platforms allow political ads too.
Mm-hmm.
I believe on Twitter, Facebook has definitely gotten a lot of stuff from it.
Yeah.
But anyways, Trump almost disrupted plans to restrict military bases from being named after Confederate leaders. On Wednesday, a bipartisan coalition of leaders on the House and Senate Armed Services Committees said enough is enough. Quote, "We have toiled through almost 2,200 provisions to reach compromise on important issues affecting our national security and our military," end quote. That was from Representative Adam Smith of Washington, as well as Mac Thornberry of Texas, the chairman and top Republican of the House Armed Services Committee, said in a joint statement. So in a rare joint rebuke, they said that, quote, for 59 straight years, the National Defense Authorization Act has passed because lawmakers and presidents agreed to set aside their own preferences, quote, and put the needs of our military personnel and America's security first. The powerful Republican chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Senator James, I'm going to butcher this, Inhofe of Oklahoma.
Oh, I would totally butcher it myself.
Yeah,
You got this.
of Oklahoma, said he personally spoke with Trump, explaining that the defense bill is not in place for the big tech fight. All in all, Trump's veto threat in the final months of his administration is his latest attempt to bend the norms, from taking money from military bases to build the border wall with Mexico to installing his nominees in administrative positions without Senate confirmation. Trump has chipped away at the legislative branch like few other executives in recent times.
Wow, what a final statement, right?
Yeah. So
Creating a chaos in
he's
Congress.
going down swinging. And that's not to be political or anything, but that's just like objectively speaking, he really is just kind of going down swinging.
Well, I mean, that was kind of his mindset. He said it openly before. He's like, if I'm going down, you're going down with me, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what you're seeing right now. But you're also seeing that some Democrats, and including Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, actually agrees that that section should be revisited of the bill, so Section 230. And even as they disagree with Trump's tactic of attaching it to the defense bill. So they're agreeing to the fact that there needs to be more restrictions applied to social media companies, right? So that they hold more responsibility and fact checking, such things like so.
A lot of people, what I've noticed, especially with Twitter, it seems Twitter kind of was they seem to be fairly done with Trump, after the election. And that's not like, okay, maybe that's me throwing tiny jabs at Trump, but like the whole point, whatever, angry tweet me at Ryan the Trick.
He's asking for it.
I'm waiting for it. I know it's going to happen one day. But like, really, they really kind of were fed up with it, as were a lot of people. They flagged, I want to say, like a whole thread of like 8 tweets or something for misinformation about the election. And it's like, I mean, but he talks about social media being unfair, but also on the other side of the coin, he uses social media as a platform
for rants.
For not just for rants. I mean, like, honestly, the media is the reason Trump was in office in the first place.
Okay.
I know he dogs on media, but if you really break it down,
he got a lot of coverage.
He got
a lot of coverage.
Insane amounts of coverage.
Yeah.
And that's the reason, like, he got such a huge following. Is he has a very bombastic personality and
a TV personality, right?
He has a TV personality, and TV loves entertainment.
Yeah.
Why do you think that on your nightly news you don't see a lot of positive news? You see a lot of, hey, check out this fire, check out these police sirens. It's because crazy stuff draws people's attention. So if you have a very entertaining person in the media, people are going to be drawn to them.
That's true. That's why he had a lot of political coverage, and you do really make a point there. Also, Trump actually started resharing, started revisiting the topic of people meddling with, voting, right? Voting ballots, right? Which was not true. And in my ethics of mass communication class with Professor Jamie Vedran, shout out to you because you're awesome. She actually, we went on a Washington Post, website, and they actually have a fact checker segment. And they were like, and you saw the videos, right? The videos look really real, right? You're seeing someone ripping up a ballot that someone voted for Trump for. Yeah. But in fact, when you saw the description afterwards, was actually a fact-checking description. It was actually someone dressed up as one of the workers at, the polling locations, right? So it wasn't entirely true. There was also another video of someone putting in 60 ballots and setting it on fire.
Huh.
And that was also fake because they're all sample ballots, right? So they weren't actual real ballots are filled out. They're just sample empty ones. But you wouldn't know that, right? If you first look at a video, and he's still revisiting that topic. So he is resharing misinformation. And that is a big thing too. And that's why you're seeing some of his posts being flagged.
Yeah.
And in my personal opinion, out of the station, I believe that it should be done. If you're sharing misinformation, no matter who you are, it needs to be flagged. You need to know that it's not true.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. Boomtastic.
kind of on another thing, this does scream TikTok.
I know. That's exactly what I was thinking when I was reading this. I'm like, are we revisiting the back to the ages of TikTok?
TikTok,
I mean, it's still here.
It's still here.
I don't know what they did, but it's still here.
Yeah, it's still here. I found out, kind of on a sidebar. Oh boy. So I found out recently, and Dad, if you're listening, you know exactly where I'm going with this.
Hey, Mr. Trick.
Yeah, hey, Mr. Trick. I found out my dad has got a TikTok.
No way.
He uses TikTok.
No way. I
He
don't
was telling
believe
me about
it.
no, he was telling me about this dance challenge, and
Okay.
my dad's like, I'm not gonna say your age, but he's had a couple 49th birthdays. I'll say that. He's, so
Okay.
so my dad, he's like an older kind of marketing guy,
Uh-huh.
and
Nice way to describe your dad.
yeah, no, that's the best way to describe my dad.
Okay.
So he's like this older marketing guy. So he's telling me about this TikTok dance challenge, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll it's so funny. I'll show you like one of these videos. I think he's gonna pull it up on like Facebook or
Mhm.
something, maybe YouTube, like a YouTube compilation." He pulls out his phone and starts scrolling through TikTok,
Wow.
and I'm like, "Dad, you have a TikTok?" And he looks me dead in the face and goes, "Well, yeah, I'm a marketing guy. I got to keep up with this stuff."
I gotta keep up with the times, he
Yeah,
said.
keep up with. So my dad's more into the times than I am because I don't even have TikTok.
I'm telling you, quality content is coming from TikTok. That's why everybody loves it so much. Like if I'm going to watch something really comedic or just relevant or just funny, creative, I'm going to TikTok.
Yeah, and
That's where it's at.
yeah, and kind of going on. I guess like bringing the tangent back. It's like it's not just kids who actually use TikTok. A common misconception is that it's only for people of our age, like our demographic. And really, if you look at TikTok, there's like a whole section of TikTok where it's like teachers in classrooms making TikToks.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
whole section of like parents doing TikTok to embarrass their kids, and those videos are going viral. So it's like these social media platforms aren't just for us, it's for everybody. And I
Mhm.
think, that's kind of around the election time, we were seeing a lot of election memes going around.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Which also, actually, fun fact, memes are actually big sources of misinformation.
yeah, they are, but it's kind of like this weird fine line of like, some people know it's in misinformation because it's in the form of a joke, and other people think it's a joke about real information.
That's what I
and
initially
that's
thought.
and that's the problem,
Yeah.
that a lot of us are having. So kind of bringing it all back,
Swaying it
that's
back.
yeah, swaying it back. That's kind of one of the reasons why we've had so many social media controversies, especially not just around the election too, because we know the election's over, whatever. We're not doing like a whole election coverage because it's however long afterwards. It was like a 10-month long election, it felt like. But
Oh,
it's
winter is coming.
yeah, winter is coming eventually. But it
Calm
was
before the storm. I'm kidding.
well, the storm has passed, I'd say.
That's true.
The
The storm
the
has
storm of
passed.
the election.
Or we're nearly towards the end of the storm.
Yeah, and we're still dealing with stuff. I believe Biden's going to be sworn in. I always forget the date. What
It's
is it,
okay. Don't
February?
tell. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yep.
Something like that.
February.
Someone will probably fact check me
Oh,
on that.
I need to fact check this right now. I feel
No
embarrassed.
worries.
Continue talking.
But that said, it's all, treat all of the news at the moment when it comes to, this is my personal opinion, all the news I believe of like Trump saying, like he won the election and everything has died down at this point. Treat it all as white noise, and eventually we're going to be,
Swearing in
swearing in a new president.
President-elect Biden on January 20th. We both suck.
January 20th.
February.
I
Yikes.
produce a new show. That said, we're going to move on to our next story. There's a segue for you. Still in the political realm. However, unlike the last revolutionary mission to condemn a form of slavery that has been prison labor in the U.S. Constitution. Kai, take it away.
Of course. So the resolution, spearheaded and supported by Democratic members of the House and Senate, would amend the 13th Amendment's ban on chattel enslavement to expressly prohibit involuntary servitude and deem it punishable for crime. As ratified, the original amendment has permitted exploitation of labor by convicted felons for over 155 years since the abolition of slavery. Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon told the Associated Press, and this article is taken from the AP News, ahead of the resolution's introduction, he said that the 13th Amendment, quote, continued the process of white power class gravely mistreating Black Americans, creating generations of poverty, the breakup of families, and this wave of mass incarceration that we will still wrestle with today, end quote. Constitutional amendments are, however, rare and actually require approval by 2/3 of the House and Senate, as well as the ratification by 3/4 of state legislators. Should the proposal fail to move out of committee in the remaining weeks of the current Congress, some officials like Senator Jeff Merkley of Oregon said he would hope to revive it next year in case it does fall out. The effort has been endorsed by more than a dozen human rights and social justice organizations, including the Sentencing Project, the Anti-Recidivism, am I saying that right?
Probably.
Coalition in Color of Change. I apologize if I butchered that. The proposed amendment comes nearly 1 month after voters in Nebraska and Utah approved initiatives amending their state constitutions to remove language that allows slavery and involuntary servitude as criminal punishments. In 2018, Colorado was among the first U.S. states to remove such language by ballot measure. Although half of the state constitutions do not mention human bondage or prison labor as punishment, just over 20 states actually still mention these unjustifiable acts in governing documents that actually date back to the 19th century abolition of slavery. Today, incarcerated workers, many of them making pennies on dollar, are working in plants, also deemed as sweatshops, manufacturing clothing, assembling furniture, and even battling wildfires across the U.S. And much of this is to the benefit of large U.S. corporations, governments, that are just, that are utilizing these, just unfair and unjustifiable acts. Researchers have estimated the minimal annual value of prison labor commodities at $2 billion. And this is all coming from a system of convict leasing that leaves these workers without the legal protections and benefits that Americans are otherwise entitled to. And while they're making billions of dollars, these victims of prison labor are only being paid cents per hour.
Yeah. Now, fun fact. So companies like Walmart, AT&T, Whole Foods, and Victoria's Secret, companies we all know, name brands we all know, have actually all relied on prison labor
Yes.
for some of their business. Now,
absolutely. It's so sad. It's
yeah,
really heartbreaking that
it is.
they're still continuing this in at this time, you know?
So I'm gonna okay. We're gonna have a little bit of discourse here, Kyle.
All right.
You and me. So I'm gonna be honest, and before we get into this, all opinions expressed on the show reflect that of the hosts and not that of the station.
Absolutely.
So that said, I think so for my kind of opinion on the whole prison labor thing is I don't agree with the harsh conditions. I know the conditions that are obviously like in some prisons.
Long
I mean,
hours,
they are
tight spaces.
Yeah, they are terrible. They're not great working conditions. That said, you don't have very good just living conditions when you're in prison in the first place.
And they're actually worse in privatized prisons. So it's really
that said, I think what needs to be done first is I think it would be more beneficial to just improve the working conditions and improve the prison system rather than abolishing or like getting rid of prison labor as a whole. As my personal opinion.
okay. No, that's fair.
And my reasoning is I think one huge problem with our prison system is it focuses more on punishment than it does on what's it called? It focuses more on punishment than rehabilitation.
Yeah. It's huge.
And it like I don't know how to describe this other than like using an example. So
okay.
A lot of people
story time.
Story time. So if you find yourself in prison, for a long time, that's a long time away from society.
Yes.
Like a very long time. Some people get sentenced to prison for say 20 years. That's 20 years not working, sitting in a cell.
A quarter of your life,
It's a quarter of that's almost like a quarter of the average lifespan of someone just sitting in a cell. And I think there are benefits as bad as it sounds, I think there are benefits to some prison labor. I think the working conditions are absolutely terrible, and that needs to be fixed, because that is like horribly depressing. I mean, like the fact that some of that stuff goes on in America, and we see, documentaries about the same conditions going on, like in, what, like not third world countries, but in countries like all across the world. I mean, we've seen horrible working conditions from huge big name companies that,
Mhm. For
basically
mining for basic minerals that
pay people, what is it, like
close to nothing.
close to nothing for 80-hour weeks, you know, in sweatshops across the world, across the ocean. And we have that stuff here in America in the prison systems. I think the prison working, like, conditions need to be improved, but I also think that it's good. I say good with air quotes, and I say it very lightly. I think it's not good, but it can be beneficial if done right. And right now we're not doing it right. But I don't think it should be abolished in general. I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think?
Um, so I did learn a lot about this in my college writing class because a lot of our whatchamacallit, just our yes. I'm gonna look at the camera. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me just like track back at what I was saying. So I did learn a lot about this in my college writing one class because we did do a paper that was themed on just the incarceration system, right? And we did end up watching a documentary. I don't remember the name of it, and it was really enlightening onto just going into the lives of people that are victims of prison labor. And although it is an idealistic measure to revamp prison labor and make it so that it is fair and it gives rights to justifiable rights to prisoners that average Americans are entitled to. At the same time, prison labor really targets people of color as well, and the incarceration system itself is corrupt. So I feel like, in my personal opinion, and out of the station, I feel like you would need what needs to be done is to scrap it in total, just completely start from the bottom, right?
Yeah, like just
Just
it needs a complete rework.
like it needs to be I don't know if they need a time to completely cancel it out for just a period of time to rework everything so that that time spent where there is no prison labor,
Yeah.
there are policies and protocols, and prisoners should not be making pennies per hour, and they should not be targeted. It should not be targeting anyone's race or ethnicity whatsoever or sexual orientation.
Yeah.
And that I feel like that's what needs to be done, and it starts with the incarceration system itself as well.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was saying earlier too. I think a big part of this problem that we're seeing is it's not just like the fact that, prison labor exists. It's just how prison like the prison system and the incarceration system is in America. Like, it's not perfect at all. It is super flawed in so many ways.
Far from perfect,
Yeah, but
actually.
it's like it's such a hard thing to fix, because it doesn't just boil down to what goes on in the prisons. It boils down to what goes on in the courts. It boils down to laws, general statistics, like you said. I
It goes out to
the
yeah.
incarceration rate is much much higher if you are a minority than
Yep.
if you're Caucasian.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something that we need to fix, I think. Again, I think the whole prison labor is like, I mean, it's a huge part of our economy, and it has been forever, to the point where people don't even notice it. The whole, like, I think it's like a cliche of like prison people making license plates or whatever. Like, that's or working in metalworking, stuff
Or
like
even
that,
or
like
clothes,
that.
like there was Victoria's
Or like
Secret
clothes.
bras,
Yeah,
right?
like
You see
literally
women
Victoria's
actually
Secret.
sewing bras together.
Yeah, and it's, as bad as it is, it's like, listen, that's been a part of our economy for a long time. It's just kind of sad that it goes on with such poor conditions.
And you also, like you mentioned before, you extend it to even overseas where and I was saying
Yeah, I've seen
this.
the same stuff overseas, and people are complaining about it overseas. because they're like, oh, this is so terrible. Look at these poor, like, young women working in sweatshops overseas.
Or children in mind.
But yeah, but I'm like, turn your eyes to like America. Like the same stuff goes on here. Maybe not the same stuff, but similar stuff goes on here, and we just don't notice it.
It really these and whether it's posing higher restrictions on big social media companies or even just large U.S. corporations. What we need to see is we need to see them really seeing where who they're collaborating with and where the fundamental materials are coming from, right? And really start from the bottom up, because if clothing products and any item comes from extremely just involuntary labor or just really poor working conditions, that's just, as an American, it's like, what are we supporting there?
Yeah.
What are we? So we have to be really knowledgeable, guys, and just really aware, and just we have to educate ourselves on this. And I really hope, in my personal opinion, that it will work. These just the amending of the 13th Amendment will actually pass through, right? Even though it is extremely hard, just hard to do so through Senate, Congress, and state legislators. So fingers crossed on that.
Exactly. And we will keep you updated here on the Morning Buzz for all of your news and such as the stories continue to develop. That said, we are going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to be talking about Governor Murphy, talking about travel, and Mariah Carey. She's got a Christmas special? What? Stay tuned for that and more here on the Morning Buzz.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You want to get involved? You like being part of a team? Well, WMSC wants you! Hello! Whether you enjoy music, editing, sports, or news, WMSC Radio has much to offer.
Production, engineering, music, and more. Being a part of the teams, you can. Meet new people, make new friends. Oh, yeah?
Express your creativity. Become an apprentice DJ, and in the future, host your very own radio show.
Meetings are held in the School of Communications and Media, Room 1011, Wednesdays at 3:30 p.m.
Sign up today and be a part of the experience. WMSC wants you.
Hey dudes, I'm Josh from WMSC, and this Halloween, we're gonna find out what sweet treat people prefer. Hey, excuse me, sir. Can I ask you what your favorite Halloween treat is?
Oh, that's an easy one. For me, it's candy corn.
Candy corn? Did he just say candy corn?
Excuse me, sir. We're kind of recording something here. Did you just say you liked candy corn?
Yes, I did. You got a problem with that, partner?
Well there, boy. I reckon your kind ain't welcome in this town, candy corn lover.
Every day, across this country, hundreds of college radio stations take to the air, broadcasting music and programming that you won't hear anywhere else.
It's one of the last places where people can really be able to actually say what they want to say.
Without it, you wouldn't have a place for local artists to perform. certain people need to have a chance, a fighting chance, and college radio is that place for it.
College radio changes the lives of those who are involved with it and can change those who listen to it too.
This is where we start out, from getting all this great experience working in college radio. It makes you want to work in real radio.
College radio means finding yourself. It helped me find what I wanted to do in not only school, but in life.
So support college radio by continuing to listen to this station and supporting the students who make it happen. College radio, now, more than ever. A message brought to you by this station and the College Radio Foundation. For more information, please visit collegeradio.org.
You are now listening to an alternate definition of reality, an analyzation of what you once thought to be true. You are now entering Alternative Revelation. Tune in for a tubular time every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. with your host, Amanda Chapetta, on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
The suspense.
I know.
Welcome back. You're here listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair with your awesome hosts, Ryan Trick, Morning Buzz producer, and Kaya Masiak, quirky personality gal.
Yeah.
On-air quirky personality.
That's how I'd describe you, as quirky.
Yeah?
Probably.
All right. The main character from New Girl type. Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
You know,
I haven't watched New Girl.
Lorelai Gilmore from Gilmore Girls. Just say yes. Make me happy. Just say sure.
Sure, Kaya. Sure thing.
Thank you, Ryan.
No problem. So we got our next story here on the Morning Buzz. We're going to be talking about Governor Murphy. He is insisting that no one should be traveling out of state unless it is essential. Yeah. So, and this actually comes just after the state scrapped its travel advisory. So, from what we know throughout the pandemic, the state New Jersey has basically recommended people to not travel outside into like hotspots for the virus, and that if you do travel, from places that are hotspots, that you self-quarantine for, I believe, 2 weeks, 14 days.
Yes.
Well, they scrapped that because basically there were like nearly every state qualified for a hotspot of COVID-19. Yeah, because cases are rising across the country. Thanksgiving was not great. The election was not great when it comes to cases. We've seen this. It's a time. We're having a time here.
To be fair, the CDC did predict a second wave around flu season.
Yeah,
so.
they did predict a second wave around flu season. I think for different reasons than what's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
That said, we should take into account. I want to point this out before I get anybody like angrily fact checking me out there on the socials or whatever.
But that's what you want.
That's true, but I want to point this out there.
Okay.
I'll probably get like a text from my dad about it or anything. So one of the reasons, an argument could be made, one of the reasons cases are rising is because testing is becoming more common and more common for people. So the idea is that these cases are already there, but the numbers might be rising because more people are getting tested. So more people are finding out to it, whatever. That's, that's a whole different thing. We're talking about travel here.
Yeah. That is a fair point. That is a fair point before.
Yeah. No matter what your cases are, no matter what the cases are, though, they did say that if you do travel outside of our immediate region here in New Jersey, or if you're coming into New Jersey for another state or from another state, that they, quote, we strongly encourage you to observe a 14-day self-quarantine period, end quote. That's from Governor Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
There are exceptions for frontline workers, members of law enforcement, and active duty military, though.
Okay.
So if you're out there, thank you for your service, frontline workers and law enforcement and military, because they've been dealing with some craziness, and the frontline workers deserve this vaccine first, in my opinion. Some people are mad on social media that the vaccine isn't just being released to the public.
Oh, come on, guys.
Blows my mind that people are mad about that, but that's a whole different conversation.
Exactly. In my opinion, let's give the vaccines to those that are most at risk and those that are most exposed to it.
which are the
Enough
people who are
said,
dealing
and
with
that's
it in
period.
hospitals. Yeah.
And that's on a period.
Exactly. So states qualified for this list of hotspots if they had a positive test rate higher than 10 per 100,000 residents, or if they had a 10% or higher positivity rate over a 7-day rolling average. People traveling for work or essential reasons, of course, were exempt from this. So with the virus starting to spread again across the U.S., including the Northeast, New York actually dropped the advisory late last month and began requiring visitors from non-neighboring states to get a COVID-19 test before
Really?
coming in. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so
That's great.
New Jersey pressed on with the advisory, but exempted neighboring states. Last week, 46 states and territories qualified for the list of hotspot states.
Gosh, you should have listed all 46.
Only one state. Only one state.
Which one is it? Wait,
Hawaii.
can I guess? Damn it, you didn't let me guess. I was going to say Alaska.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that said, you know, yeah, I would think Alaska, but nah, it is Hawaii. And while New York threatened fines for those who violated the advisory, New Jersey had stopped short of doing so and instead begged people to use, quote, personal responsibility. I said that in an accent because I don't know.
That did not sound British whatsoever.
Yeah, listen, it's, you know, I feel like I have to say it in a pompous voice because
so poised.
It's like if I say it in my normal voice, it's like I'm reporting on the same thing. This is not the first time we've reported on this, by the way.
No,
We've been reporting on travel advisories. We've been reporting on people, please don't travel. Ages ago. I need to use an accent to mix things up. No, it's
now
like
you sound Australian.
Listen.
All right, mate. Where you
all
going?
All right, mate.
We're the kangaroos.
It's old news at this point. But
yeah.
It's sad that we keep reporting on it because it's not just us at a college radio station. We're seeing it on big news too. You know, we're seeing it on your nightly TV news, on your ABCs and CBSs, and you know, JW whatevers and all other kinds of letters. We're seeing.
Thank you for listing all of those broadcast companies.
You know, whatever.
Comm student guys really knows this information.
I know my information. We're seeing it on every news network, and it's something that I feel like we shouldn't need to, but it's sad that we have to. So again, a little PSA from us at the station: please be safe if you are going to travel. I recommend not traveling. I had to make the really, really hard decision of not going to see my family in Florida for Christmas. They literally offered to buy me a plane ticket and fly me out there just for like a weekend. And I told them no, because it's just not worth it. You know, it's like, listen, they're going to be there for next Christmas, you know, when the pandemic's over, and I'll be able to, and when the vaccines are administered, you know, there's going to be holidays after this. I want to remind everybody, it's not the last holiday, unless the apocalypse happens right like at the start of 2021.
Yeah.
You know, then whatever, then you can angry tweet me. But until then, there's going to be more holidays after this. When the pandemic is over, you can wait. Simple as that.
Absolutely. And I actually, fun fact, this is not really fun, but it's a fact. If you actually look at the Florida map and like the cases, most of the cases that are actually, the highest count of cases are actually down in Miami.
Yeah.
Down south in Miami.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not surprised. But
it's a factoid no one is surprised by.
But if you actually look at the comparison of numbers from like, you know, Orlando, it's by thousands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, last time I checked, it was 25,000 in Miami, and then in Orlando,
and theme parks are still opening, and
yeah,
it's a whole thing. Don't go to a theme park.
Come on, Disney.
Come on, Disney.
Disney, what are you doing?
I understand, you know, the argument to be made with the whole Disney reopening parks and people wanting to travel to them is Disney makes, I think, 40% of all Disney's revenue comes from their parks, which is crazy if you think about how much content Disney produces. The fact that like almost half of all money they get is from their
Is from their
parks.
parks.
So I understand even like a huge business like Disney got hit super hard by COVID.
I'm actually not surprised because you know how expensive tickets are to Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Like your Disney vacation is completely overpriced.
Exactly. But, the point being, it's like, I understand them wanting to reopen parks. I don't think they should, especially when they know people are going to travel and,
That is true.
whatever. Point being,
Yeah.
I'm no Disney executive. It's not my
We're
decision.
really calling out all these large corporations today.
Well, that's a whole.
They
that's a
need
whole
they need
nother-
to be called out.
They need to be called out sometimes.
And here, as a responsibility of
Here at a college radio
the
station, we'll
as
call it.
broadcasters, media personnel. We need to talk about these issues,
We'll
right?
scream from the bottom of the barrel until they hear us, Kaya.
And then, thank you,
That's what we'll do.
and we will continue.
We will,
so.
in fact, carry on. Carry on, Mariah Carey. I tried to segue with a pun.
No.
All I want for Christmas is you.
All right, no.
I have to make
copyright.
it. Yeah, I have to make it 30% different so we don't get copyrighted.
Oh, like yeah, you got to change the.
All I something for
bring the pitch
Hanukkah
downwards.
is them.
Hanuk-
Yeah, there we
Did
go.
Hanukkah. Did I just say Hanukkah for a second? I was like,
I don't
ooh,
know.
words, English. What is going on with me today?
Yeah, we got some lighter stories to wrap up the show. Some fun, lighter stories. Christmas, holidays, they're coming right up
Mariah
around
Carey,
the
we're carrying it on.
We're
to
carrying
Mariah
it
Carey.
on.
See, that would have been better. Not Mariah Carey. Carey.
We're working on it. We're getting there.
So Mariah Carey is actually helping others to get in the holiday spirit as she's going to further celebrate her iconic holiday tune, which is All I Want for Christmas Is You, as Ryan sang so poorly.
Wow.
This I had to.
my
The
feelings.
Apple TV Plus event
Feels bad now.
will actually feature an entire Christmas special. It's which is titled Mariah Carey's Magical Christmas Special. Kind of gives me like Disney sing-along vibes
It
in a
does,
way.
yeah.
And it's going to be super awesome. And she hopes to provide some Christmas cheer during a time that really needs it. So Apple TV, so this is what Mariah Carey has said about the Christmas special to AP News. She said, quote, Apple TV was able to help realize this dream of really doing something special and spectacular and not having a regular concert. During COVID, people made magic happen with this. It feels like another very big historic kind of a moment. And of course, Mariah Carey's like, it's not going to be just any regular concert. It's going to be greater, it's going to have that Carey jazz and magic to it. So this special is coming out after that iconic single I Want for Christmas hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart during its 25th anniversary last year. And I was actually watching her interview with AP News, and she was actually saying that at this time, she was really blown away by it because it was competing against so many new just trending artists, right? And you
Yeah.
see this one iconic, historical holiday tune just shoot up in the charts like that.
Yeah, I
which
don't
is impressive.
I don't think people realize how insane it is for a song that is 25 years old
25 years old.
to be #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's
Like
huge.
that just doesn't happen. It just doesn't.
Nope. But it's Mariah
And-
Carey magic.
Yeah, but it's Mariah Carey Christmas magic.
Yeah.
It's the
Christmas
only
magic.
it's the only way that would have happened.
No, she deserves it for sure. She completely deserves it. And I mean, after her kind of questionable performance for New Year's Eve. I don't know if you saw that performance where her mic was malfunctioning, and yeah, I feel like she deserved that moment. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't justify that doesn't like represent someone's like entire career.
Yeah, and it's it's kind of stinks that did happen, but you're right, it does deserve. I will say, as much as most Christmas music drives me up the wall because people start playing it at Halloween and I don't understand.
That's true.
It really is like a classic. I think there are some songs where people are like, oh, that song's such a classic. Like, no, there are a couple like actual genuine classics that are as overplayed as they might be sometimes. They will be timeless, period. And All I Want for Christmas is literally like one of those songs.
And Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And we had this
Hall-
conversation
yeah,
last
we've
week.
had this conversation before. It's All I Want for Christmas Is You. That's one of them. Hallelujah is one of them.
I got right into the Pentatonics cover, and he was like, "Wow."
Well, no,
No, you liked
that was
it.
that was not my reaction necessarily.
You liked it. You were like, "Wow, this is not bad."
I said it was yeah, no. My reaction was not wow. My reaction was this isn't terrible.
Rude.
Anyway.
Come on, guys. Angry tweet him. Come on,
do it.
Pentatonics fans.
Oh yeah, all the moms out there with the Pentatonics Christmas special CDs on their boom boxes or something.
Gosh, their holiday album. All right.
They'll
Boomboxes.
at me on Facebook.
Oh goodness gracious!
Yeesh.
What time are you living in?
I don't know. Anyways, so the Christmas special is going to be starring Carrie and narrated by actor-comedian Tiffany Haddish. The production centers around a holiday cheer crisis with Santa's friend Mariah Carey coming to save the day, of course. Premiering Friday.
This Friday.
Yeah, premiering this Friday. Performers include Ariana
Tomorrow.
Grande, Snoop Doggy Dogg,
Mhm.
my homie, I love Snoop Dogg, Misty Copeland, Jennifer Hudson, Billy Eichner, and more. And Carrie's 9-year-old twins, son Moroccan and daughter Monroe, will also join the festivities.
Little preciouses.
If you want to see some little preciouses. I'm hoping for some Snoop Dogg Christmas memes.
Oh, I'm excited.
yeah.
I'm excited just to see the things he's gonna say.
Yeah.
The things that he's gonna say or sing, and that's Christmas special.
Fantastic.
I'll be tuning in for sure for that.
It's going to be really good. So we hope that if you are interested, again, I believe that premieres on Apple TV Plus exclusively, right? I think it's exclusively.
Yeah, it's an Apple TV
Yeah.
Plus.
Can
production.
I just say I'm like really annoyed at Apple for 2 seconds?
All right. You have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Didn't Apple TV Plus like buy the rights to the Charlie Brown Christmas thing?
I don't know that, but is that true?
I need
Are they
I need
fact-checking
to
this?
I need to
And why
look-
is that bad if they did so?
I need to look this up. Well, because it's why are they buying the rights to it? Isn't that a thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
We need to figure
I don't
this out
know.
right
if
now.
you yeah,
You
so
just
Charlie
dropped
Brown
a
yeah,
huge
so
bomb.
Charlie Brown Christmas. Thankfully they made it so that you don't need Apple TV, an Apple TV Plus subscription to tune in to Charlie Brown Christmas, but they did
I mean, it's on Apple
they
TV.
did yeah,
like,
they did
they're-
like consume the rights or something to Charlie Brown
Yeah, they
Christmas.
expanded their partnership, and there's like a new Peanuts original that's coming out.
Oh, they expanded the partnership.
Oh, look at
Sorry.
that.
No, they threw money at Charlie Brown and he took it.
Oh, come on, Charlie Brown.
Darn you, Charlie Brown. Anyways. So that's almost it for the show. You know, what are you excited about for this holiday season, Gaia?
What am I excited about? I'm excited about homework excuses. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. We had one more story. Go ahead, Gaia.
Wait, we had a story? Oh, okay. No, it's okay.
No, it's the homework excuses. Yeah, no, I think for all of you finals college students struggling out there, what are some fun homework excuses, Gaia? This is
No, you know what I'm excited for? In the holiday spirit, I'm excited to reminisce in really bad homework excuses, to be reminded of our days in elementary school.
the
and
classic
high
dog ate
school.
my paper.
Exactly. And this is completely timely right now because we are in our last 2 weeks of finals week. So, okay, here we go. First one. I got soap in my eye. So, okay, I couldn't do my homework because, ready? I got soap in my eyes and it blinded me for the rest of the night.
That's a pretty good one.
I couldn't do my homework because I got a solar-powered calculator and the weather was cloudy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I couldn't do my homework because my father went through a nervous breakdown and used the pages of my assignment to make paper boats.
That seems so specific.
I love it so much. I couldn't do my homework because my mom did it wrong, so I threw it out the bus window.
Okay.
That's amazing. I couldn't. Oh my gosh, this last one. I couldn't do my homework because I did my homework in my head and left it at home.
Yeah.
Well, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's me like all the time.
Yeah.
You know? And then this is the best one of all.
Yeah.
And Ryan's already laughing at it because he sees it.
I read ahead a little bit and I'm laughing.
All right. So, I couldn't do my homework because Kanye ripped it up and said Beyonce's was better.
Yeah.
That's amazing. They're so cringy. Everyone's like, guys,
Yeah, no,
it's
they're
not really that funny.
They're all so cringy,
I
but
was
it's
cracking up when I was reading this. I'm like, wow, this is so funny.
yeah, it's dumb, lighthearted stuff to get us through finals. So, from all of us here at 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair, New Jersey, we wish all you college students the best of luck on the rest of your finals.
Mhm.
And we're gonna have more fun news and stuff for you tomorrow.
Tomorrow
here
for
on
the
the Morning
Friday's
Buzz.
Morning Buzz.
For Friday edition, it's gonna be me and Leslie with the whole slew of people. We got who the heck is on Fridays? I should know. I produced the
don't
show.
know.
We got Thomas with the entertainment segment.
There we go.
I like Thomas's entertainment segment. So if you want to,
Shout out to you, Thomas.
yeah. So if you want to hear like some reviews of things that are going on in entertainment, and you want to hear us talk about things that are coming up in the world of entertainment, be sure to tune in tomorrow. That usually happens towards the end of the show. The whole show is obviously each weekday from 8 to 9, and you can check out the Weekend Wake Up on our YouTube.
93 WMSC.
Yep. And that's about it for the show. Thanks for having me on, Kaya.
Of always. It's always a pleasure to have you on, Ryan.
Yeah.
We're like
always good.
all-time best friends. We just keep nagging at each other.
It's
you know
true.
What I mean?
Kaya, you could record Kaya and I's conversation on the way to the station and just
Oh.
throw it on air.
Oh,
And that would
it's
be
hilarious.
yeah, that would probably be a radio show.
Ryan says something, I have no idea what he's talking about. I say something, he has no idea what I'm talking about. Ryan says something, and
We
then
talk
I'm
about
just
music.
like, no, that's wrong.
Yeah, we talk about music and all kinds of fun stuff. But
Yeah.
that said, we hope you all have a wonderful day. Be sure to stay tuned to Alternative Reality. That starts at 10 o'clock here in just 1 hour right on 90.3 WMSC. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Yeah, guys, make sure to be kind to yourself and to be kind to others, and that no matter what it is that you're going through, time will pass, shall pass, and sending you lots of strength and positive energy because we're all in this
No, don't start.
together.
Don't start.
Mhm.
Somebody quick. Cut to the outro. Play us out.
Anyway, guys, we'll see you next week at the Thursday edition of the Morning Buzz. Have a great day.